Hello, I am Bernadette Joy. I'm gonna let you meet my fellow pink-haired friend. We actually met because we both had pink hair and she still continues to keep it up. So why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Andi, Wrenn. I am an accredited financial counselor. I have a degree in marriage and family therapy as well, so I am all about behavioral finance.
So this is why. If y'all know me, you know that I love the intersection between psychology and money, and so perfect person who not just talks about it on the internet, she's actually qualified to discuss this. And so can you tell a little bit more about how you got into these two different fields and how you've merged them over the last couple of years?
So I was doing financial coaching back in 2003, and I learned probably in 2006 that there was a certification that you could have to work with military. So I worked with military families. My husband was active duty, and I ended up getting the certification. I went on to be president of the organization, so I'm past president of AFCPE.
Miss President?
Yeah. And I just had a passion for helping people, and I loved the fact that there was a certification that gave me the background I needed and the credentials that I needed. And I went on from that. A lot of people either go the financial planning route,
Yes,
or the psychology route.
Yes.
And I went the psychology route because I love the why people do what they do.
Yes.
And I have a class that I teach about, we go 5 generations, couple generations before you, and how you impact those under you too. And so I just love doing that. I love helping people figure out where they got the values about money and how they can make those changes to impact their goals.
Okay. So the particular reason I wanted to chat with you, other than the fact that you're amazing and also has been such a, I will say this, it's been so meaningful to me to have someone like you, being a supporter and cheerleader, because I look up to you. She was a financial coach before I even knew financial coaching was a thing, right? Before all these coaches just came out of nowhere, right? You were here much earlier on. And so from what I understand from our conversations offline is that you have been taking this onto the sea, on the road, not just on the road, but onto the sea.
Yeah.
And so can you tell more about what that's been looking like?
Yeah, so I not only travel in my RV around
Yes.
talking to people about finances, but I go on cruise ships and I help people using some tools do money assessments, value assessments about their finances. And it's really great because you get everything from people who are your basic, I make average income, to super wealthy people.
Yes.
And one of the last people, I had 2 Maseratis, and she was trying to figure out if she ever wanted to retire. And it was really great for her to go through the assessment, and then we talked about what retirement looked like for her. And I just have so many people that I've worked with over the last year. I've done 12 weeks on the cruise ships in the last year, and I'm getting ready to go on 3 more weeks in October and November.
Wait, so you don't have sea legs? You don't have,
No, I absolutely love it. It is
Oh
so
my
much
gosh.
fun. And I'm usually a solo traveler, so I'm by myself and I meet other solos, and then somebody will see me working with somebody, because we'll do it in an open area usually, and they'll what, are you playing a game? And I'm like, no. We're doing a values assessment on your money. And then they're like, can I do it next?
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, please. So it's really fun.
I love
And so I'm
that.
planning a continuing ed at sea.
Hold on. Where is it?
Don't have the date
Okay.
specific yet, but I'm looking at 26 probably, or early 27. And people would get continuing ed for CFP, CHFC, AFC certifications. If you're earning hours, I have a I have an experience hour program.
When's this happening? Where is it going? What
So
are we
I
doing
don't
here?
have the date specific yet, but I'm looking at 26 probably, or early 27. And people would get continuing ed for CFP, CHFC, AFC certifications. If you're earning hours, I have a I have an experience hour program. And so the students in my program can go and they can earn experience hours while they're on the cruise ship and practice their skills and
with the
teach
people
some
on
presentation.
on the cruise ship?
Yes. I know, isn't that exciting? So I love the idea of CE at sea, and a lot of my students do too.
Oh my God, there's so much. I was not expecting all this, though, so this is genuine reaction. I'm just how to like, I need to clear out my calendar. I need to go. I want to see. I want to.
Oh yeah, that would be so much fun.
Oh my God, it would be so much fun. Because so one of my favorite clients, I helped her get out of her day job to become a full-time comedian, and now she does comedy shows at sea.
Levity.
We can do money values by day and then comedy show at night, and then I will do the hip hop class.
I have always wanted to do a financial comedy show, so I'm working on making fun things for that.
Listen.
But yeah.
This is real ideation at one time. So during COVID, or right before COVID hit, I had planned to do a comedy show and get other comedians. It was going to be called Funny Money, and it was going to be they're just going to talk about money stuff. But since then, I've wanted to do, so AJ and I just did our first improv show together.
Oh yes, I do improv with my speaking classes.
Yes.
Because I teach speaking classes. So.
Yes. So it was like, oh, what if we did money? We probably have the same. Right, if we do the education stuff in the daytime and then we do the improv funny
Oh my gosh,
night.
how much fun would that be?
All right, evidence that this conversation happens.
It's going to happen.
Now it has to happen because we have it recorded and now people are going to see it. Noted on that, goals.
The Plutus Impact Summit is going to be full of people, not just the leaders who are leading all the sessions and the speakers that we have, but all the attendees have been working on problems like this over the last few years as the landscape has changed quite a bit. And you're going to be able to work in masterminds with people and have workshops and really dig into these problems, especially if you're a financial coach and you're looking for people to help. If you're a financial advisor and you want to help people manage their money, this is going to give you the skills that you need to get in front of the people and make sure that they are listening to you. If you want to learn more about the Plutus Impact Summit, then you sign up at PlutusImpact.com and you'll be part of a community immediately.
So one of the other reasons why I grabbed you, so organic, this is what they mean by organic. I was shooting some other content and she happened to walk by and I was like, I've been meaning to talk to you. Let's go record this. I have so much admired the fact that you've said that you're in your retirement phase.
I am.
Which I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to be you when I grow up. And you still love doing what you're doing.
I do. I do the parts that I loved.
Yes.
Of
So can
what
we
I did
discuss
before.
this?
Yeah.
Because I get so much pushback from people because I help. My goal is to get people retired early and whatever. And then people say, I'm sure you've heard this 100 times. What am I retiring to? What's the point of me retiring? I love what I do or whatever. But
yeah, we had that discussion about the person on the cruise ship.
Yes. So I want to hear from you, like someone who doesn't have to do this, but you choose to do this.
Yeah.
Why? How? Tell us more about that.
My only financial goal for the work that I do, because I don't charge very much for the work that I do, is that I can afford to go to the conferences I want to.
Yes.
And I can present at them and share the knowledge that I have because I love behavioral finance and I love helping people be able to communicate effectively with their clients.
Mm-hmm. And so when you hear other people, so you're doing some of these assessments, right?
Yeah.
On these cruises, you don't have to give names, right? Or whatever, right? But have you come across people who are like, they didn't think about retirement, they didn't realize they could retire, they're scared to retire? Like, what are things that are coming up once you do these assessments?
Like the one person that I was telling you about that has 2 Mercedes, no kids, no husband, she's divorced.
Oh my gosh, that sounds awesome.
Right?
Love you, AJ.
Her mom moved in with her and she was like, oh, I can't drive your like sedan, but she drives her like SUV Mercedes or Maserati all the time.
Yeah.
And so she's got these 2 Maseratis and she was like, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to retire. And I was like, why not? She was, I don't know what I'd do with my time. And so we talked and we spent a good hour and a half talking about what are things that you would volunteer for that you might enjoy. So she ended up coming up with some ideas of places she might volunteer now so that maybe it gives her some meaning in retirement. And because she has plenty of money.
Yeah.
She just says, I'm going to be bored.
Yes.
Like, you don't have to be bored in retirement.
Yes.
So I get to meet all kinds of people like that. Like one gentleman that I met, he owns multiple businesses, and right now his son's running them, and he spends like 4 or 5 months on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
So he was like, totally like, oh, should I be doing this after we did the value assessment? I think he was going to break up with his girlfriend after we talked to. But it was very interesting. You know, because it really makes people think about their money values.
Yeah. A lot of us are stuck in this idea, oh, I have to do this thing. Because I've come up with some similar scenarios. I've had some clients, I had a prospective person. So I was in this like mentoring program. And so this woman came into the mentoring program and she came in saying, I need to know how to budget better. right? And so a lot of coaches will be like, oh, let me show you how to do budgets, whatever. I asked all these questions of, so what does
You
your
need
money
to
look
learn
like?
what that
Yeah.
means.
So I'm like, what does your money look like right now? What is your net worth? What do your assets look like? Why do you want to budget more? What's your goals here or whatever? Long story short, and she was working in a high earning but very high stressful job.
Right.
I said, looking at all of this, you don't have to do any of this. She already had
what she needed.
She already had multi-millions.
Yeah.
And her question to me is, how do I budget better? Because I need to save even more money. And I said,
Well,
for
and people
what?
get in that saving phase.
Yes.
Like I was a huge saver.
Yeah.
Like we saved 50 to 75% of our income my whole married life. And then he passed away 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm still saving. And then after I retired, I was still saving.
Yes.
And I'm like, wait, I need to spend some of this.
We need to go live our lives.
I took the vacation with the family in Scotland, and I took 8 people, spent a lot of money.
Yes.
And multiple times when I signed the check for food,
It
I
hurts
went,
a little bit.
I am not taking this with me when I die. So I said that multiple times.
Yes. I have to do the same thing too. So AJ and I are going through like a renovation right now, and it's just money just floating out of
Oh my gosh, it's so
pocket,
hard, isn't it?
Right?
Even if you have the money,
I had
it's
it saved
hard.
up. It's literally in a bank account that says spend this money for this, and I'm still like,
It's
right?
stressful when
It's
you're
stressful,
saved.
yes. But so I love speaking to you because every time I talk to her in the last year, because we met at last year's FinCon, she's always coming back from somewhere, something fun. I'm like, where were you? And so you're such a great model of someone who I really
I'm trying to
admire.
balance.
Yeah, but
My
you're honest that it's
love
not
for
easy.
travel and working. And I actually, in March, I tested teaching my classes from the cruise ship.
Yes,
And they had good enough internet.
good enough.
Out of 16 classes, only 1 didn't happen.
There we go. Which would have happened on the
But
land.
they knew where I was. So they just went, oh, she didn't make it today.
Yeah. We usually end these segments with a rapid fire.
Okay.
And so I was really interested in talking to you because I am selfishly just trying to figure out for myself to start this journey of retirement. For those of you who have been following, you know that I've been trying to start retirement at 40, which is this year. There's 4 areas that I want people to think about. It's health, wealth, space, and grace. Okay, so I'll explain each of those things.
Okay.
And then you can let me know what comes up for you and like a tip for someone like me who is maybe struggling with the idea of, again, what do I do in retirement? Okay, so as someone who's able to travel like you do,
Yeah.
so the health one, it's pretty self-explanatory. What is an example of a tip that you have for someone to stay healthy in retirement?
When I'm on the cruise ship,
Yeah.
like I spent over a month on a ship. I went to the gym every morning before everybody else, and then they would all meet me for breakfast at 7:45. And then
So she's exercising to go to the buffet, which I love.
and then we would go do a second workout in the spa.
Wait, you're working out twice a day?
Yeah. And so I would lead like an aqua size class with everybody. I'm like, oh, these are exercises I do at home in my pool when I'm
Yeah.
home. And so it's really great. And then, of course, when you're doing excursions or whatever, we usually do our own. So we just go walk around and we see things. And so you get plenty of steps in when you're traveling. That's a good tip. The go-go years.
I have all these excuses as to why I can't work out once a day, and she's working out twice a day. So I just felt really called out in a really good way.
Yeah.
That was perfect. Okay, so wealth. So we talked a little bit about this already, but what's a tip, like a specific tangible tip that if someone like you and I who are savers, who are now seeing the monies leave, do you have a specific tip for us to make it a little bit easier to shift that mindset?
I think figuring out like 1 vacation a year, what is that going to cost me?
Oh, okay.
And then feeling comfortable spending that.
Yes.
Because
Ooh, I like
I've
that.
worked with some people who are financial professionals, like
Yes.
planners and stuff,
Yes.
that are like, how much should I plan for travel?
Yes.
And I'm like, let's figure one out. And then they just go, okay, it's going to be $10,000 or $15,000 to do what I want to do. And so then they just go, I'm just going to do that once a year. And that makes them happy. And then if they want to do it more and they have the funds to do it, do it.
I love that. So take that one trip that you want to take each year.
And like my Roth,
Yes.
it just keeps growing and growing.
Yes.
And I only take money out of it when it's above.
Oh, that's a good tip. Say
Right,
more.
like
Say more.
I keep it at that certain amount that I have in there as my base.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it goes over, like right now, I'm like 60,000 over. I'm like, oh, I could actually go some more places. So
That's the first time I've heard that
I just
tip.
keep
That's
the
really good.
balance.
Once
at
it
a
goes up,
certain
that's like
place.
extra money.
It's all extra fun money.
I like it. I have not heard
And
that
my
before.
401ks are doing the same thing. I'm not retirement age yet, so I do the rule of 55, the IRS rule of 55, which not a lot of people know about unless they're in the field. So I waited till I was 55. I was planning on retiring at 50, but then I waited till 55 because my husband died when I was 40s. And I loved what I was doing.
Yeah.
So that I have as buffer too. I've actually used it to buy a car for my granddaughter. So she's 8, and so we're going to drive it until she's 16, and then she'll get the car.
Okay, I wasn't meaning to like. Now
Isn't that great?
Cry. Yeah.
But that's how you can
It's
use your
so-
wealth to impact the future generations. Right?
No, you're just.
What's our next category?
Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm like, oh. I'm feeling feelings about this because I have so many clients that talk about wanting to leave legacy after they die, and you're like,
No, I want to do it while I'm alive.
Yes.
I want to give my kids that, like, the taxable amount that you can every year.
Yes.
So that they can invest in their future, whether they use it for a Roth or an IRA or a vacation or remodeling a house or whatever. I don't care. But I want them to use it, and I want to see it while I'm alive.
I love it. Okay. Sorry, this is meant to be rapid fire, but you made me start feeling feelings inside. Okay, so health, wealth, space. Okay, so I've been really attached to this idea that to feel very like safe and connected, especially with community. So there's the idea of first space, which is your home. There's the idea of the second spaces, which is where you work, which right now a lot of it is like on
Is
cruises
at home.
and stuff, and right. And what I've noticed is a lot of people, especially after COVID, like we've lost our third spaces, as in before mass gatherings were not allowed. For some people, for example, their third space might be like church or their community center. Or I met someone who I worked with from a long time ago, and her third space is doing belly dancing. For me, my third spaces recently have been yoga, have been improv, have been dance. And so I'm curious for you, is there a third space for you where you find community and where you feel like you're exercising like other interests outside of like planning and money and that?
I belong to a couple associations, and so like the Financial Planning Association, they just asked me to be in charge of our women's group, which we usually drink wine and talk about money.
Yes.
I love that.
Any space with wine is great. Yeah.
And then AFCPE, which I'm past president of. I love gathering. I have a community. We usually meet virtually because my region is North Carolina to Texas.
Yes.
It's southeast. So that's a virtual kind of community. I belong to a group of people who want to do things. We're both in North Carolina, but I'm in the Raleigh area, and it's called GOAT. They just do activities every weekend or throughout the
nice.
week. And so I can go and do fun things. I volunteer for 5 organizations.
Oh, so you
that
have a
keeps
lot of
me
third
busy.
spaces.
I
Do.
do.
Favorite? You don't have to say.
Do I have a favorite?
Kind of, they don't
Pretty
have a
hard.
favorite kid. I'm like, you're lying. Everyone has a favorite kid.
Right? Yes.
Okay, great. Okay.
So lots of spaces. But like my house
Yeah.
is a space because during COVID we bought a mansion. And my son has a floor with a 2-car garage. My daughter has 3,100 square foot with 4 kids and a 2-car garage. And then I have a floor.
I love
and so that way it makes it easy for all of us to travel because somebody's always
Someone's
there
always
to take care
around.
of the pets and the house and whatever.
I love that. Okay,
That's
so
really my space.
I don't hear it as often nowadays of the multi-generational family living together in one space, so I think that's amazing.
It's working mostly.
Yes, I love that.
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
But-
Okay. So that was space, and then the last piece is grace. And I always ask folks, like, if you could go back to yourself 1 or 2 decades ago, where you were having a hard time, what would you say to yourself now that you've overcome it to give yourself some grace back then?
Ooh. So I thankfully have always been one of those people who lets the drama and the crap fall off. But I would remind myself that you're going to make it through and you're going to be stronger than ever because of it.
When would you have given yourself that advice?
Multiple times.
Okay.
Like at one point I had a career that I had a government contract and the person wanted to change the contract and I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And so I let it go. But then I redid my whole business and I started fresh and it was better than ever. And then another one was when my husband died. Crazy people do things after somebody dies related to money, and I had a couple-year lawsuit that I had to deal with, and I made it through, and everything ended up being okay.
And everything ended up being okay. All
Better
right.
than ever.
Last question, completely unrelated. What is your tip for keeping the color so great in your hair? How do you keep the color so great in your hair?
Oh,
like
so
the
great.
pink.
Oh, yeah.
The pink.
My daughter and I do all the hair in our house.
Oh, okay.
I started doing that when my son was a baby. He's the oldest.
Yeah.
And so we work together to do my hair, and then I just do temporary, so I can change the color whenever I want.
Okay. See that, y'all? I messed
You
up.
just bleach it, and then you do something fun.
I think I messed up because the first time I met you, that was when I first ever had any sort of colored hair to begin with.
Yeah.
And I went permanent from the very beginning. I wish I'd gone temporary.
I
and been
like
able
it
to change
because
it.
the only problem is during the summer I swim a lot, so it like washes out quick.
Yeah.
So then you have to refresh it more often.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. So if people want to learn more about you, how can they find you?
Coachingcapability.com or andywrenn.com.
So thank you so much for watching this. If you want to learn more about Andi, we'll put all of the links in the notes below. And if you want to learn about how to crush your money goals, check out my book. It's on Amazon, Audible, anywhere you find books, even at your local bookstore or library. And if you want to start your money goals journey today, check out crushyourmoneygoals.com/free guide and download the guide. See ya.